Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Bear with any noise you hear as, well, I'm sitting out in a shed, as you can probably tell. But today I'm going to be telling you a story. You're going to have to bear with all the ums and pauses, because I'm trying to recall everything here. So, this story takes place back in 2018. I'd been living in Butte for a few months now. It was November, by the way. First week of November. And, it was just a normal night. And I believe I made brownies that night. Not related to the story, but I made brownies. After that, I went to bed a little bit earlier than usual. I recall it was a Saturday. So, I went to bed. And at some point in the night, I wake up to the sound of yelling coming from the living room. Which was confusing, because, I've never woken up to just people yelling in my house before. So, I'm lying in bed trying to just wake up and try to figure out what's going on. And that is when it just snaps in my head. Right, all of a sudden. It's like, fuck, someone's inside my house. And they're not supposed to be. So, in my mind, what happens next, it was only like a minute. I don't remember exactly how fast it was. It felt like this took milliseconds, right? Because of all the adrenaline that's pumping, right? But I run over across my room, grab one of my pocket knives, which at the time I didn't have many. And I grabbed this about that long of a knife, right? It's the Buck Bantam. Okay, simple pocket knife. Right? Take that. I run out into the living room, and at some point there was a little pop sound. Okay, kind of sounded like a firecracker. I don't remember exactly if I was lying in bed still when I heard that, or if it was while I was heading out to the living room I heard it. But at some point there was a little firecracker sound, which turned out to be, well, my dad had gone out into the living room. While I was grabbing my knife, he was grabbing a pistol, right? And he ran out into the living room, and this is where where we both were confronted by a man who we didn't know, and we'd never even seen before. And it's kind of funny recalling it because of what happens. But he was standing there. He had forced himself into our house. He didn't look like he wasn't like homeless or anything, right? He was wearing like a sweater, had a nice pair of jeans on, and a pair of cowboy boots. Okay, somewhat common for Montana. Anyways, so we find him standing there. At some point, my dad fires a shot at the wall. Kind of like a warning, right? Which was the firecracker sound that I had heard. Now, this guy, he had he he was rambling on and on. He was saying something like, "Oh, please don't shoot me," you know. He said something about it. He's not a zombie, right? And I was like, "What the fuck?" I remember. Okay, I was like, "He's not a zombie. What is he?" I was thinking, "Is he dressed up like one?" But when I look at him, it's like, no, he looks like a normal person. So I was confused about that. And so, he gets on the ground, of course, at some point. My brother calls the cops. And while we're waiting for the police to come and take this man away, he's, just saying, like, the weirdest things. Things like, like, the cops aren't gonna come and it's like the end of the world and he just needs someplace to stay because he doesn't want to get attacked by zombies or something. So, because of that, what I believe is that he was high on something. I know it wasn't bath salts because, well, if it was bath salts, he would be a zombie. So, he's thinking it's the end of the world. We're confused because now there's a druggie inside our house. And then the cops come, alright? They come in, they, do what they do. They arrest the guy, They question all of us about what happened. And this is something a little bit interesting. When the guy was being taken out of our house, the guy who was on something, some sort of drug, he was being taken out of the house, right? And he yells like a name. I can't remember what the name was. It was like Daryl or Randy or... He either started with a D or an R. Made Derek or something. I don't know. Can't remember. But he yelled that, right? Almost as if there was another person who was supposed to be outside. So, there's a couple theories that, we could talk about. One, is the obvious one. The guy was just high. Two, it also could have been like a planned break-in or something, because, maybe he just, used that as an excuse. He tried, like, maybe he was, like, trying to figure out what was all going on in there. Or maybe him and his buddy had some weird plans, and he didn't actually think it was a zombie apocalypse. But, using, not once a little bit of a stretch, because having someone, if you break into someone's house, or if you come into someone's house, and your excuse for, like, what some people would say, scouting the place out, or, a way, or maybe he was just trying to find a way into the house. See, the zombie apocalypse thing doesn't really hold up, because anybody with, two brain cells that work together would be able to tell you that, it's probably not the zombie apocalypse. But who knows, So, there's two theories. I'm going with the theory that he's a druggie and not that there was some sort of evil plan, and that he just used the zombie apocalypse as an excuse to get into the house. There's also a third theory, that he was kind of set up by the previous owner of the house that we lived in. Because a little bit of the backstory on who lived in the house we lived in before we did. The owner was known to be a party thrower. He was in his like late 20s, early 30s, I believe. He was just a gay man who Atlas House always ended up throwing parties. You know, like night after night after night, partying going on. And he wasn't too happy when he was evicted. And from what the neighbors have said and what, my dad's figured out, or what my parents have figured out and all out, is that he could have very well had sent him over to do God who knows what, or it was just to fuck with us or something deeper, which ties back to, how he was yelling some guy's name as if, warning him or, or trying to get help, either one. So, but what we do know is, ever since then, no one's been back. Haven't had any problems. He yelled some guy's name. We don't know who that other guy was or what he could have been doing out there. And 3, the guy who lived in the house before us was he liked to party, but extreme. I mean, like, keep everybody up night after night, non-stop. Makes you wonder if he had coke addiction. But yeah, that's one, when we all think about what we're gonna do, and we'd say, oh, I would have done this in this situation, or, you should have done that. But hindsight's always 20/20. And, planning for a guy breaking into your house is something that you should do. I would recommend it. Talk to your family about that, maybe. Have plans and setups. Not just for if a guy breaks into your house, but also, if there's a fire, or, something else like that happens. But, you don't expect when you're going to bed that some guy's going to break into your house, but, always be prepared. That's what I'm going to tell you. It was an experience, to say the least. Still not, will I ever find out what that guy wanted? No. And that's what I'm going to kind of stick with, the theory that he was just, he took some weird drug and, got confused. Because drugs will do that to you. So. But anyways, yeah, that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. And, well, I'll see you in the next one.